Greetings and salutations, everyone. So, Dragon Nest. This is an MMORPG that's been around since 2010, and it's had its ups and downs, generally due to bad publishers. But even after all of that, Dragon Nest has always been referred to as one of the best action MMORPGs due to the fact it's got fast, fluid action combat and an in-depth class system, which are all true things. Dragon Nest is exactly like that. Having played Dragon Nest multiple times thus far with STIX, granted not making it that far through the game, I decided to take a deeper look into this MMORPG rather than just playing it through, goofing around like normal. Not that there's anything wrong with goofing around, but sometimes one must be serious. So let's take a look at whether or not Dragon Nest is still worthy of investing time into, and if it's generally fun still. Because that's the most important thing when playing a game, right? So first things first, a Dragon Nest has so many classes and class branches. There's just so many. So typically, each class has 2 branches, with them upgrading a total of 2 times, until they of course added more branches. For instance, Academic is one of the original classes that uses a cannon, with its own set of class branches. This class functions the very same as a newer class added, however it has access to different class branches. The class branch is Ray Mechanic, which gives you access to a giant mech like Gundam that allows you to obliterate your opponents with massive damage, whilst still being an absolutely adorable little lolly. And these new classes function the exact same. They use an original class, but that class has access to another class tree, which was really interesting. Anyway, going in a little bit too much detail on that class system, Dragon Nest's combat is what most of you should know where it shines. But that doesn't stop it from having an engaging story, interesting characters, and some very nice cutscenes. And some cringy dialogue that comes along with it, but we can go past that. That being said, it also has beautiful regions that is often overlooked due to its intentionally simplistic character designs in instanced areas. Most people just like to quickly run past them, obliterating the monsters ahead rather than taking a look at the scenery. Which I can understand, the combat is fantastic. But of course we are not here to talk about graphics. I'm here to see whether or not Dragon Nest is still worth investing time into, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's move on into the combat section. To begin with, I must first point out that each class, whilst having their own class branches, they also have access to multiple weapon choices, all determining how your default melee is. Some of them are faster, some of them are slower, some of them shoot rockets, some of them shoot out laser energy balls. It really depends on how you want your character to play. Then there is of course an intricate skills system that transcends over to your class advancements, all culminating into what makes Dragon Nest one of the best instance action MMORPGs. But then of course with everything good comes bad, and there are some bad parts about Dragon Nest. This game is generally dead. So yes, while it still has people playing it, comparing it to how it was back in its prime, it's quite lacking. The towns are relatively empty of people, there's not a whole lot of new characters being made. Granted, this is an early town, therefore it is not guaranteed representation of the player population as it currently stands. But I can definitely see a solo player feeling quite lonely in this game, and that's a shame because this game is so good. So many good things going for it. Not only that, but Dragon Nest also has a lot of issues and discussions regarding the pay-to-win aspects. However, there are 2 sides of the coin. Some of the endgame players saying everything is obtainable via in-game and they don't feel like this game is pay-to-win at all, as long as you work hard at the game. Whereas others will blatantly say this game is full-on pay-to-win and there's no point in playing. I can neither say which is more correct, rather it's 2 different perspectives on the same issue. Generally, if you're interested in Dragon Nest and it's something you've had your eye on for a while but wasn't quite sure whether you should get into it, I would definitely suggest you try it out at least once to see whether or not you like it personally. There are a lot of good things going for Dragon Nest. Just keep in mind that the game does have a lowering player population and there are some issues with pay-to-win. But the unique and progressive class system, full fluid action combat, gorgeous cute graphics, and an engaging story are all good reasons to play this game, so if you don't play it at least once, you really are missing out. as you could potentially really enjoy this game. That being said, I would love to hear everyone's thoughts on Dragon Nest. Do you think it's still worth getting invested in as a new player to the game? Or do you think it's worth playing at all? I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments section, as I'm just generally curious the general consensus of everyone. With that being said, however, I'll be seeing you guys next time, so don't forget to check out the next videos.